میدانیم که حساب جامعه یهود غیر حساب جامعه اونها هستند و ما با اونها مخالف هستیم و مخالفتمون برای این است که اونها با همه ادیان مخالف هستند. اونها یهودی نیستن، اونها یه مردم سیاسی هستند که به اسم یهودی یه کارهایی را میکنن و یهودی ها هم از اونها متنفر هستند و همه انسان ها از اون.
International Quds Day is the last Friday of the month of Ramadan, on which demonstrations are held across the world to protest against the occupation of Palestine. Soon after the Islamic Revolution in Iran, Imam Khomeini called on Muslims to dedicate this day to demanding the rights of oppressed Muslims around the world, particularly in Palestine. On this day, rallies are organized before Friday prayer to protest against the occupation of Palestine and the oppression of its people. Given that fact, an announcement by the founder of the Islamic Republic, Imam Khomeini, to mark the International Quds Day, could be viewed as his comprehensive strategy aimed at confronting the Zionist conspiracies, which had sought the destruction of the Palestinians and eradication of the Islamic symbols form the Holy Land. The Zionists' unjust schemes are not restricted to this land, but they have also been pursuing an expansion policy to other Muslim lands as well. The Zionists' policies have posed serious challenges to the regional and global security. The declaration of the last Friday of holy month of Ramadan as an International Quds Day was aimed at serving the interest of the Muslim community and Palestinians rather than serving limited national or ethnic visions. Since the occupation of Palestine began in 1948, most religious scholars have been demanding justice for the Palestinian people. If we have a look at the political and cultural issues of the Middle East region, particularly the Palestine issue, we find out that the Islamic Revolution found its real place among the Muslims, and revival movements across the world by setting an example of civilized and people-oriented struggle. Therefore, the importance of Palestine issue in Imam words, especially delivered on declaring an International Quds Day, is of worth to be contemplated. 9 centuries ago, while Christian crusaders were burning Jerusalem's Jews alive in their synagogue, it was the Muslim Saladin who kindly brought back Jews to Jerusalem, along with his Muslim followers. And 800 years later, within the UN headquarters in Flushing Meadow, New York, this was how the Muslims were paid back for the past kindness to the Jews. America was the apparent negotiator and chief architect of all roadmaps regarding the domination of Palestinians by Israel, or what others ignorantly refer as incessant Mideast conflict. Among other questions arising, was any tangible achievements made in the over 7 decades of peace talks? Any optimism in the future? To what extent is the negotiator accused of a double standard? Then, in whose interest does America work in the process? The other side of the conflict reveals the gainful arms trade to American and other European manufacturers. The question is, how could the Arab League and PLO, established on the basis of Arabism or nationalism, lead to emancipation of Palestine, while the same nationalism was used to destabilize the Grand Ottoman Empire and establish Israel in its place? No doubt, Quds Day is the only measure relevant for Quds liberation, the third holiest mosque and the first direction of Muslims. Unity is the force behind the call of this great Islamic personality, and ultimate hope for liberation of Palestine and other world oppressed. George Curzon, the British Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, said, "We must put an end to anything which brings about Islamic unity between the sons of the Muslims. It is imperative to acknowledge the effort by the people wishing peace to reign and justice to prevail all over the world." As emphasized by the Imam, the Quds Day is a universal day. It is not an exclusive day for Quds itself. It is a day for the oppressed to rise and stand up against the arrogant. There is no doubt that there is always a limit to oppression. At this juncture, the famous words of Sheikh el-Zakzaki, as he gave hope to oppressed, especially Palestinians, are relevant. Israel was created by terrorism. No matter the years of oppression, it will crumble. while sympathizing with the Palestinians on this day, we denounce the enemy's unending brutality and bloodshed, especially in Kashmir, Yemen, Somalia, and Nigeria among others. We consider the International Quds Day as the day of the oppressed, and we also appreciate the role of all justice-seeking and concerned individuals and organizations on the plight of Palestinians and other oppressed. Quds Day has underlined the Palestine issue beyond its national aspect and has granted it with an international status. Due to Corona, it may not be possible to hold rallies and processions on Al-Quds Day like every year in the past and present year, but now Muslims are awake and will play a vital role through electronic and print media and social media. Palestine to the candle of hope lit by Imam Khomeini. No one will be able to extinguish the freedom of